Why did that guy's mouth move another couple extra frames there?
No idea.
The catacombs entrance door is locked from the outside by the Winged One's guards. It seems that leaving the catacombs by that door is not an option.
Now, as mentioned, the catacombs are, in fact, a maze. A maze which we have maps for. Because there are actually maps in the guidebook to the Green Isles. So, I didn't feel bad about looking up a map. They're kind of printed in the background, hard to see, and actually did not make it into the manual that they give you for the collection, if I recall right. But things we are going to need are Mr. Hole in the Wall. Can I talk to the Hole in the Wall?
A bit of the wallflower's shyness seems to have rubbed off on the hole in the wall, for he remains mute.
This brick. And the yellow scarf. So, let's move along. Also, there are rooms that drop you directly into a death pit, so you gotta be careful of where you're going to discourage from random exploration. And in here is something we want.
A lone skull lies on the ground among the skeletons. Where the skull came from is a mystery, since the other remains seem to have their skulls intact.
Creepy.
We do need a skull for a magic spell.
Alexander picks up the skull.
Now then, there is another manual puzzle in here, and this is it. I'm going to save real quick.
Three roses laid upon the bower. A sigh for he.
Alexander feels the
flower.
tile he's standing on shift beneath his feet. Uh-oh!
This is what happens when you do it wrong, by the way.
Tickets up. Next.
3 spikes and you're out.
Ha ha.
Now I will stop interrupting and let Cess do her thing here.
Him. 3 roses laid upon the bower.
Which rose do I start with? The one right in front of me or the one above me?
I think the one above you. A sigh for he who cuts the flower. A crown. A dove. Most noble race, thy bones make sacred this dread place.
And by following the imagery in the poem, you can survive. Okay. Now then, I'm going to save once more. Because there is another little thing we need to see in here. Ooh. Oh, look.
Ah, you are human only and not the monster himself. I heard you coming and thought you were the beast. Did my father send you here to save me?
Why, yes, he did, but how did you...
Hush, there is no time. I think I have discovered the Minotaur's secret exit from the catacombs. Follow me, and we'll both be saved.
Nothing seems odd about this situation at all.
That's odd. Where did she... Go! Tickets up. Next.
Don't just wander, Alexander. Let your conscience be your guide.
That's a hint to use the guidebook, by the way. I think we can go a little bit farther than call this a video. So, not falling for the obvious trap. Well, look at that.
An old wooden shield hangs on the wall.
Yoink.
Alexander takes the shield from the wall.
Now, if we keep heading this way... and keep wandering around this path... I noticed a glint in the skeleton's
Niches
eyes.
in the wall form stone burial beds. Ancient bones lie crumbling on the unyielding rock.
Oops.
Niches in the Alexander notices that this skeleton has old coins over its eyes. Alexander finds 2 coins on the skeleton's eyes. He takes the old coins.
Old coins are always handy.
Grave robbing.
Well, since you robbed the skull, the mysteriously placed skull.
Now then, I'm going to save once again really quick. I'm going to just save it under tile when I'm done. Because...
Alexander hears the distant sounds of a wild animal somewhere in the maze of rooms. It's a trap. The doors have sealed Alexander inside.
It's a death
And the
trap.
ceiling is coming down.
Help! What do I do?
Alexander feels his pockets carefully to make sure he hasn't lost anything.
That's great, Alex.
I can't walk. The skull will save me.
Desperate to stop the crushing ceiling, Alexander throws a skull into the grinding gears. The skull is caught between 2 cogs. The gears shriek and shudder. The skull begins to bulge.
Uh-oh!
With a sudden lurch, the ceiling completes its descent.
Yikes!
And presses Alexander into the floor like a bug under a heel. That skull wasn't strong enough to endure the pressure, and neither is Alexander's.
Harsh, narrator. Harsh.
Tickets up. Next.
Alexander never was much good at squash.
Now, the proper solution. That was on
Alexander
the right
hears
track,
the
but...
It's a trap, and the
Yeah. Brick.
In a desperate move, Alexander throws a brick into the grinding gears. The brick is caught between 2 cogs. The gears shriek and shudder. The mechanism grinds to a halt. The ceiling is stuck. The trap is sprung.
And with that, we can continue on.
Oh no.
Sounds! A trap floor!
Zounds! This one is actually not death, though.
Alexander seems to have fallen to a lower level of the catacombs. Wherever he is, the place sure is dark. Alexander can't even see his hand in front of his face.
But his eyes are creepy and glowing.
Well, we did bring a tinderbox with us because of darkness.
Alexander takes the candle from his tinderbox and uses the flint in the box to light it.
Aha! So that's why it's dark in here. A torch is out.
Just one.
Alexander lights the extinguished torch and puts his tinderbox away.
And with that, I think I'm going to call this good. We can deal with the Minotaur some other time. So, later guys.